So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our weekly satsang video. And as you saw, that my movie Meeting Ketu is going to be releasing on November 13th at 11 p.m. on YouTube, KRSchannel, as a live premiere. And I might actually do several live premieres. Like after the premiere, it may, go pause, and then every hour I'll just do that. Let's see. But that's the release date for now. It could change depending upon how soon I get the music and the if special effects done. So the first question comes from Levy Jesse. They asked, "Hey, something that has been on my mind lately, that this karmic implication of eating meat. Can you touch on it? I'm a vegan for many years, but started eating meat again to feel good, but I feel unsure still about karmic implication of doing that." So here's the thing. Number one, I eat meat. But what I did is I did leave beef. It's been exactly 1 year now. I've not touched it. But what I do is I eat wild game. I eat venison, wild boar, elk, antelope, mainly. Then sometimes I do eat, lamb or goat. Even today, right now, my mom is making, lamb. So here's the thing. And the reason why I eat mostly wild game is because it is hunted. It is not in some confined space, feeling that fear of, being killed. It's simply somebody hunts it. They're in their natural environment, and with one shot, they go. Okay. You may think it's really horrible, bad. You know what? Everybody has their own perfect world. They think everything is right. One political beliefs, they think like, wow, why isn't anybody thinking like this? Then there's the other one with the other political beliefs. Why isn't anybody thinking like this? Everybody has their own perfect scenario about the world. But the one thing that you need to do is detach yourself from it. I detached myself from my action. Once you attach yourself, like, wow, eating meat, is this good or bad? Is this? Is this that? Then you're building karma. There's this great story. I forgot the name of the story about this, king looking for enlightenment, and they direct him to a village where the highest of spiritual person is, and he's a butcher. He's butchering, and he's like, "What? You're a most spiritual person? You're, butchering animals? Like, this is my dharma. I'm doing this." And I forgot the full meaning of what he's trying to say, but like, I'm just following this dharma. Like in Bhagavad Gita, even Krishna said, "Don't attach yourself to an action. Just do the action and follow the dharma. You know it is your dharma. You just follow it." Now, of course, there's many abbreviations. Many people will interpret it in their own way, the way they grew up. That's how things work. The way you grew up, the time you grew up in, this is what you feel is right and perfect. So for me, like for example, I'm not attached to this. Like I'm making all these videos, I'm making a movie, I'm not attached to it. Because I know within like 10, 15, 20 years, people will even forget about me. Let's say all social media was to go away. That's it. Nobody knows about me. Who am I? Nothing. So for me, I've kind of even like lost that attachment to my passion, my work towards my passion of astrology and all of this. I just do it now. It's not something that, oh my God, I have to do this to bring this change. This was like maybe 10 years ago. Oh, I have to do this to bring this change. Now it's like, if life allows me to do it, fine, I'll do it. If life doesn't allow me to do it, okay, what else is next? So don't attach yourself to, what is happening. And balancing things out is always the best thing. Balance. You don't want to go too extreme to something and too extreme to the other. But like I said, there are groups of people who follow Kali and Shiva. They're like hardcore, even almost Aghori-like followers, and they'll eat meat because it is divine, it is pure. And of course, what I do always is I always kind of like touch the meat and I thank the meat, like, thank you for giving your life for my family and my nutrition. And I pray to God that in your next life, you receive enlightenment and God blesses you with everything you need. But thank you for what you did for me here. I do this. That's just, my way of giving respect to that food. But don't get too complicated into these things, because you'll go on one article, one person, and you will hear 10 different things. Cut all this out. Listen to what the body is. Listen to what your mind is, your soul is, and just follow that. That's it. And once you listen to yourself, automatically you'll just slowly progress towards the right thing. Okay? All right. Then the other question is from Preeti Bachar. Discuss about the cycle of Jupiter, Saturn, Yuti starting from December 21, 2020. Your opinion about changing Earth period. Earth period. So, first of all, yes, the Jupiter Saturn will be both conjunct in the sign of Capricorn. And there's something significant called the double transit phenomena of Jupiter and Saturn. So when they're in Capricorn, the sign of Capricorn and the sign of Cancer naturally just becomes active, and they bring some significant change related to that when they're both together for that 1 year. But here's the problem. And I'm seeing this so much right now, even in my transit reading that I'm doing. Sometimes Saturn will give 0 points to the sign of Capricorn. I think I just saw an apparition. Wow. Wow, this is strange. Okay. I don't know what that means, but okay. I just saw something. But anyway. So the double transit of Jupiter and Saturn naturally brings a big change. But the thing is, if one planet is giving extremely low points, and especially your total Sarvashtak Varga points of that house is low, like below 23, then these double transits don't do anything. They just come and go. They may even bring more stress onto you. So that's the first thing you want to understand. And Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, again, it brings like sudden uprisings, like remember the last time I made that video of, both Jupiter and Saturn going retrograde in Sagittarius. And I'm like, there'll be protest uprisings and all that. And that's what ended up happening. But on the side of Capricorn, especially with both of them, being direct, this is going to bring a major shift in law. Law, rules, regulations, and policies worldwide. And the thing is, people become, especially with Jupiter and Saturn together, people can have a very conservative ideology. Tradition. It presents tradition. Traditional ideology. Because Saturn is old. Okay? Saturn is old. Saturn is ancient. Saturn is something, which is beyond the mature state. And then Jupiter is tradition. So old tradition are now coming together. So over the world, you will see this embracing of older traditional culture and value with this particular conjunction. But on the individual level, you got to go chart by chart, because one description of Jupiter and Saturn universally will not fit every single person. I've said this over and over again. And this is one of the reasons why, I see like many people who get that 2021 reading and they're very excited. I can't wait to get this reading. And then I'm like, are you sure you want to get this reading? Because it's not like, some fireworks and hunky-dory situation. I mean, they can bring about a lot of things, that you may not want. So that's the thing about this transit. I may make a detailed video on it, maybe on my vlogs next week. Today I'm going to be making a video on my KRS vlogs on, the 360-degree nakshatras versus 365-degree nakshatras, which changes the timing of the dasha. So I'm going to be making a video on that. So the third question is, Shakti Tarot, can you explain the Jyotish vein in the information and energy we receive and supposed to help us, our clients? So Jyotish vein, I've talked about this Jyotish Nadi becoming active, where suddenly you can just literally grasp every knowledge related to astrology. There are several ways. One of the ways is reciting Shukra mantra. I believe it goes like Om Hamikundana something, uh, Om Hamikundanulada something, and then Daitya Nam Paramam Guru Sarvashastra Pavaktaram Bhargavam Pranamamyaham. However, don't think that you just reciting this mantra is suddenly going to activate Jyotish Nadi. Do you know how many you have to do? 100,000. 100,000 renunciation of this Shukra mantra. Because it is Shukracharya, the son of Brigu, that is able to open this Nadi. But it's not easy. Nothing is easy. Otherwise, everybody would be at Jyotish. You've got to do 100,000. I heard it's between 100 and 500,000 mantra chanting of the Shukra mantra. And not like Om Shukraya Namah, the actual Vedic mantra that I just gave you. So if you're willing to do that, you're on your way. Then Harold 7/30/14, if you meet someone on the same day of your sun or lagna degree, does that make them your soulmate? So sun is on the lagna degree. That's a very interesting concept. I apologize. I can't really say that is true or not because I don't have any experience with the stuff, like exactly that situation. But I will say that when a certain person comes in your life, and if the date of the day they arrive in your life, whether it's a loved one, whether it's a client, whether it's an enemy, whether it's some competition, if they arrive on the same date, which is exactly the same degree of the planet, one of the planets, then that's the person that is coming in your life. So for example, you meet somebody for a date and you meet them on the 14th of a certain month and your Saturn is at 14th degree. That means Saturn individual just came in your life, which first of all, depending upon the ascendant, will give its implication. And naturally, regardless of the ascendant, it is going to bring duty, commitment, sacrifice, long-term, scenario with this individual. And sometimes you will see that when Saturn day somebody comes, you feel this like heaviness upon you. Like you're like, wow, this is going to be intense. So that's one way to look at it. But does Sun transiting over the actual Sun degree is bringing in a soulmate because Sun is soul? I'm sorry, I can't answer that because I don't know. Maybe it is, but Sun will bring, an individual in your life who will help you raise your status, who has helped you in past, regarding your reputation, your fame. And it can also actually tell us that perhaps a father-like figure from past life is coming in this life. So that's something you have to also understand. And remember, we don't just stay the same person in the next life. We can change sexes, we can change, our religion, our spiritual beliefs, we change our skin color, everything. This is why some of the highest of spiritual people say we're all one. So if you are living right now in US, you could be born in Mongolia next. You could be born in Norway next. And you're just going to be like, oh, Yes, I love being a Norwegian, or I love being a Mongolian. I love being an Indian. But you don't realize you pretty much have loved being everything in your past lives. And when you realize it, that's when, you know, you're going ascending to the higher level. So anyway, guys, this was my Q&A session of the week. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And if you want to know where your astrological birth chart is and all my books, reports, consultation, including my academy, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.